What's up, guys? So we're just going to be doing a really quick update about the tank right now, and I'm still doing up some video editing. So right now we're just going to be doing some quick updates. I'm pretty happy about the way these Geophagus tapajos have gone. When I first got them, they actually have really bad hole in the head scars, and I was actually thinking that they're just not gonna heal up really nicely. But looking at them right now, they've gone much fatter, and I'm really happy that like the scars are not as visible as they used to be. I think like having them like in a really clean tank and just giving them like a lot of protein rich food actually helps them heal up really fast. And yeah, I think like I've upped the volume of cleaning and cleaning the filter as well, um, since they've been here, because like I actually have added more food to the tank when I'm doing that, because there's just more competition. The Danios are fast. The angelfish are very ferocious. So, and like having the new Geophagus in the tank, although they're just gonna be growing out here, um, it kind of adds to like the mouth that you really literally have to feed, because they're like very ferocious feeders as well. I'm gonna show you guys how fast these guys eat and compete with the other fish. Let me just see if I can put some food in there. So let's add food in there, and then so you can see how fast this fish will consume them. See how they're going to the top as well. So yeah, they eat really good, which I'm really happy about. But of course, with that kind of feeding, I also have to like up the. I also have to increase the water change, and I used to like change. I used to clean their filter probably every 2 months, or whenever I could remember it, or whenever like the tank water will just become really cloudy, and there's gonna be a lot of detritus. But now I've been like cleaning the tank filter more. I'm probably doing it like every 2 weeks now. Of course, I'm keeping up. I'm still leaving the biological filter alone, but just the foams and all those media in the media in the filter that catches the debris, those I would change. Um, yeah, I also took out the rotalas on top. There used to be like a really good rotala um, plant here that runs from that side of the tank and also on this side of the tank. The reason why I deleted, the reason why I took them away is because they're actually preventing the light from passing and going down the water column here, and it's preventing that from getting into that lotus to that nymphea lotus plants on the back side of the tank. I love those plants, and as much as I love those plants, I think it's just best that they're not there. Their roots are really good. I actually think that they're really good at keeping the water parameter here very stable. Um, because they probably take out a lot of nitrites from like from the uneaten food, from the feces of the fish, and I actually like that. But the part that it grows so fast that it prevents the other plants from getting their share of light is not something that I want to do, because I do love everything here, and I think like just having them on top is just an additional uh, beauty, because they do add some details on top. But if but if I feel that the other fish are going to just suffer, Oh, the other plants are going to just suffer because not getting enough plants, not getting enough lights. I'm sorry, I'm like I can't talk right now. If they're not getting enough lights, then I just think that it's best to just take them away. And now we're just going to go to the pond. It's just a little pond that I actually made like a few months ago when Corona was starting, and I think right now it's just gotten like overgrown with plants. But yeah, let's take a look. So guys, this is the pond that I made like a few months ago, before the quarantine started. Obviously, like I haven't gotten around cleaning this much. I still need to cut a lot of like plants because right now it just looks like a really big jungle, because of all of those like overgrown plants. Eventually, I'm gonna cut it down. Probably thinking next week, when I come back here. But I think like the mosquito fish have been thriving here. I think they like the extra vegetation because there's a lot more covering, and it also keeps the temperature of the water pretty um, stable compared to like not having enough coverage there, where I think like heat will just go into the water like faster and like leave the water faster as well. I really love this red plant right here. I don't know what it's called. If any one of you knows what it is, then like feel free to put it in the comment section below. That one is a flamingo plant. I actually I remember it like being like a flamingo water lettuce or something like that. But I love that plant. It used to be bigger, but eventually, I don't know what happened. For some reason, the main plant died, and then just shoots like it just started shooting smaller plants. And yeah, this 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 water lily right here started growing immersed, which I find really interesting because I always thought they're just gonna be like um, they're just gonna be like underwater. But eventually, they started like uh, going up higher than the water level, and I thought that's really fascinating. When I first got them, they actually have a more variegated look to their leaves, but now they're pretty much just like that, just plain. I think it's because the water here is not really, there's not really a lot of space, to be honest. This tank is, this pond is just really like something that I thought I would try, and I didn't think the plants are going to grow this well. And we have this is the, I'm not sure if it's a rotala or a bacopa. I think it's because when I first got this one, like it well, obviously, if it grows under the water, then like it's gonna have a different kind of leaf formation. But right now, I just can't recall. This is the one I put on top of the big tank there. This one grows like crazy. It like if you can see here, like right now, like there's so much that has grown out of this pond. That's the way they did. That's the way they grew on top of that tank, and that's what is covering the other plants at the bottom of the tank. So I just thought I would just yeah, just leave this here instead of putting it on the tank. Although it's beautiful, I just feel like it's just not worth the hassle of like preventing light from going into the tank, because that's the main purpose of that. The light there, it's for the plants in the tank. This one is parrot, like a parrot feather or something like that. I forgot like on top of my head what it is. It's actually very invasive. I actually thought it's gonna be like growing faster than this guy right here, than this one right here, but obviously it's not. This one is more scattered when it started growing, like see. And yes guys, I really do need to trim this, and I need to like retain the form because right now it just looks like a really big mess. Although the fish likes it, I don't think I like it visually, but yeah. That's the big pile of plant that I have there. The red plant has to be trimmed down really um, well because I didn't think it was gonna grow that big, and eventually it just started reaching that. Right now I think it's around like 3 feet tall. So yeah, let's visit the other tanks. This is not a fish tank per se, but like that's me with my big with my big iPad that I use for recording. Um, but like this is actually a tank that I used to have, and now my mom actually just planted it with these potos right here. She actually introduced me into plants, and when I was growing up, we would have like little fish tanks. Actually, we do have a very big fish tank at home back in the Philippines, and now um, I just maintain the hobby. I think I'm the only kid that maintained this hobby from her, and yeah, this plant has been growing really well. I'm not sure what kind of version of what kind of potos this is, but it's just really beautiful. Like the leaf are really golden, um, they're really light in color, um, and there's a lot of shoot coming out of it. See, um, yeah. I actually gave her my twin star right here because I just didn't find that very attractive. I didn't find the light very attractive, like the color rendition. So I just thought I'll just give it to her. She used it for a few months, but like she finally eventually had the like. Uh, she liked the look of that grow light right there. I think she likes the red coloration. So she just kept that, and then she just had that twin star hanging in there. Now I'm realizing it's actually, I think it's actually looking good. I mean, like it's more subdued. If the plants need more of like a red and blue to have more growth, then so be it. And so yeah, let's go to the room and let's visit the big tank. So this is my big tank right now. It's actually smaller compared to the one outside. This one is where I keep my odoe pike, but on this little corner right here is where I have all this little fast moving beautiful fish. They're called Dawkinsia filamentosa, or pretty much like filament barbs. Um, they're actually a really good looking kind of fish. Um, when they're adults, the males would have like really strong green coloration on their sides, and also some orange yellow on the laterals, close to the lateral lines. The males especially would have like extended like filaments on their top, on their dorsal fin, and that gives them the name. Eventually they're gonna grow to up to around like 5 inches, I believe, and I think that's good enough for me to put them in that tank where Mako is. So don't worry about all of that. Like right now, I really just feel like I need to grow them out a little bit, um, just before I move them in with Mako, because they don't want to be snacks. I don't want them to be snacks for the big guy. Um, right now, this tank is getting like 2 water change every week, um, just to try to like keep up with all the amount of fish in here. It has two filters, one that's a hangover and one that is um, a sponge filter. And this sponge filter actually helped me um, with cycling the big tank, because this one is a really dirty probably a lot of bacteria on this filter, and that's what I used. Eventually I'm gonna be making some more I'm gonna be making a species special for this fish, the Dawkinsia filamentosa. I think they're really beautiful. I'm just gonna wait for them to like mature, and then eventually we'll check up on them again. Right now they're actually housed with all of this um, thin bar thin bar silver dollars. I was actually, when I was thinking of a fish to get, I was actually thinking either that or I would get a tiger silver dollar, but I just thought that tiger silver dollars are, they're okay. They do have like really nice pattern to them, but I just didn't like the coloration too much. I thought it was like really bland. But when I saw this species right here, I just like the red. I just like the red anal fin, and also as an adult, they would get some more coloration on the gills. They would have like a yellowish tone to their gills, and I do like that. There's a video on YouTube that shows two of them together, and like my eyes just go, it would just go straight to the thin bar. This doesn't grow as big as the other black bar silver dollar variety. That one grows to up to 16 inches, I believe. This one will just grow to up to 6 inches. So I think that's a really good size to be able to like withstand a mako. I actually think that 6 inches is not the right. I don't think 6 inches is the right measurement, but I'll look into it more. Just the numbers, just not on top. Not. I just can't remember the number right now. But anyway, they're eventually gonna be moving to this tank right here. The 150. So the 150, we have here our main guy Mako, which is an odoe pike. You've seen him on some of the videos before that I've had. I got him when he was around like, I don't know, like when he was around like 3 inches, and now he's around 7 inches. I'm trying to get him to eat that pellet right there, but he's not taking them. He actually is used to a different kind of a pellet, and he's used to something that is more elongated. So right now I'm just trying to get him to eat this because I want to add more variety to his food. This tank is actually around 6 feet, and I think that's a pretty good enough space for him to swim. And I actually got him a tank mate recently, and this is like an altifrons. It's a kind of Geophagus as well, and I just love the coloration in this fish. Look at that, all the details. Eventually it's gonna like turn more colorful when it starts getting more tank mates here, but right now I think it's just more subdued because the tank mates are not here yet. They're still growing out. They're on the 180. I was initially thinking of getting the tapajos in here as well, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea because the tapajos doesn't really grow as big as the Altifrons or other Geophagus. So I'm probably gonna keep them in the 180, and I'm probably just gonna keep. There's one Surinamensis there, but I'm not sure how it will fare here because that one actually has a missing eye, and I'm not sure if he will be stressed out living here with the Mako and this guy right here. Um, I was told in the fish store that he is actually a she, so I'm not sure. I would have to like sex her and like find out for myself. Yeah, so like initially when I first got them, they're actually kind of like just like getting at it, you know, like they're just like I think Mako realizes that this is his territory and like he doesn't need another fish in this tank, so he was being very aggressive at first, but eventually I think like they settled down. The fish is not, this is like a big fish, like if you like put it closer to my hand, yeah, that's like a big fish right there, and it's gonna get bigger too. um, so I'm pretty excited about this fish, and Mako is probably, if I can get my hand close to him without him leaving, it's probably around the same size as her, so I think it's a really good match. um, so they're probably around like 6 inches, not 7. I don't think I have like a really good gauge on like what size they are right now. I just need to like, I just really need to like get a better measuring device instead of my hand, because of this distortion the water will put. Anyway, I'm planning to add more. I'm planning to add more driftwood in here, so that whenever I would, the time that I would put like the filamentosa in here, see they're like, she's very aggressive to him. But anyway, so like I was saying, I was planning to put more driftwood in here, so the time that I put the barbs in here and also the silver dollars, they would have enough space for them to hide, and not get eaten by Mako. Mako is very fast, but he's not very active. Not like the barbs where, and the silver dollars will, where they will just keep swimming. He's fast. He's a stealth predator, so he would just like he would just like swim very still, and then he would just strike. I actually have a video of him like feeding, and I'm gonna be uploading that eventually. But yeah, so I was saying, adding more space here. I have more space here for driftwood. I'm probably gonna add some plants in here as well. I'm trying to see if I can get some Vallisneria in here, so they would have more water, they would have more shade, and they would have more dynamic on this tank. Right now it has just that like really plain looking tank, which I do like. I do like that he has more swimming space, but adding more plants here will definitely add more depth to the tank. It would have more like it would just look more visually pleasing to me, at least. Also, that will serve to have more protection for the smaller fish if ever I would put them in here. As I mentioned earlier, the bars will go to around like 5 inches, and I think that's pretty much like close to Mako's size right now, and Mako would grow to around 12 inches. So yeah, it's got some growing up to do. So eventually they're gonna meet each other, and I'm hoping that it will work out because I do love the look of those barbs. I know people who has them with like bigger fish like arowanas and stuff like that, but we'll see. This is not. I have like 11 of them, so like they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be okay. So yeah, so some people have been asking what kind of light I've used on this tank. Let's see. Let's look over the tank so you can see what kind of light this is. This is okay. This is actually just like the floodlights that I have on the 180. It's pretty much just that. They're LEDs. There, I got this. I got the. I actually got like the lowest. I got the lowest setting for it. I got the lowest watt, so it doesn't look too bright. I like that it's not too bright in here. I actually want like that contrast between this tank and the other tank. So yeah, that works pretty well for me. Um, I actually like how it looks. I also angled it so it's looking like there's like a sun coming from one side of the tank and leaving some shadows in there. I think the shadow parts help Mako feel better when it comes to like he's a very skittish fish, so like having that having some shadows on some parts of the tanks actually help. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, please feel free to subscribe. I'm editing up more videos right now, so right now I just did a really quick update of everything that I have in here, and I just wanted this video to be like really natural, so like if I'm stumbling along the way, so I hope it doesn't stop you from subscribing. I hope you like this video, and fish out guys.